Hey Liam, thanks for being here with us today on Day in the Life.
My pleasure. Hey, Kat. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm Liam Shaplow.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Liam. So can we get started by you maybe telling us a little bit about yourself, like where you go to school, what year you're in?
Absolutely. So, I go to school at Queen's University. I take commerce. I'm heading into my third year now. I work at Scotiabank. And I guess a few things about me personally. I love playing sports. I love traveling. And I love meeting new people. I'm not going to describe networking because that always seems daunting to me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I have a lot of the same interests, love sports and traveling too. So can you tell us a bit now about where you're working this summer?
I work at Scotiabank. I'm supposed to be in Montreal. However, I am just in my home right now. But I work at the Dealer Finance Center as a credit risk associate in the general or the global risk management department. But in layman terms, I adjudicate credit deals for people who are trying to get car loans.
Awesome. Cool. So that's my next question, kind of. If you could describe your job as a credit risk associate to us just
Yeah.
a little bit more.
So essentially anyone who's applying for a car loan, they have like this like total debt to service ratio, the loan to value, and all these things come in and I look at their entire bureau report and I look at their past history and I essentially say, yes, this deal is approved, it's within our risk appetite, or I decline the deal and I say, hey, no, this is outside of the risk appetite of the business, which we learn a lot in training. And that's essentially what goes on. I just got to go through deal. I finish one and I go to the next one.
That's so cool. So would you say that there are any other projects or tasks that you work on in your internship apart from doing reviewing these deals, or is that primarily what you're doing every day?
Throughout the job, that's pretty much what it is. There's no other side projects or tasks. I have actually been given the opportunity to be on the student social committee, which has been great for me to meet new people. However, that's completely outside of the job and it was not in the job specs as well.
Yeah, I happen to know you've been doing a great job on the student committee since I'm on it with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, so can you tell us a bit about the nature of your work when you're looking through these deals? Would you say it's pretty mechanical or you have to be really analytical? Do you maybe need some technical skills such as coding or something like that?
No technical skills is needed. I would say the biggest skill you would need is just to be very versatile. No deal is the same. It kind of comes in and you just have to be like, okay, you want to look at it in like a completely blank sheet every time, have no prejudgments like you see an A-rated or a B-rated or a C-plus rated customer. And you just use your own judgment, which is something that I really enjoy. It's a lot of autonomy. It just goes right through you and you essentially are just kind of like, hey, this one seems okay, then you approve it. And then if it does not seem okay, then you decline it. So I would say it's a lot of just judgment. Not really a lot of analytical stuff going on, just your own personal opinion.
Okay, awesome. That's actually really cool for a job.
Yeah,
A bit about when you start in the morning. So when do you wake up and kind of log onto your computer?
absolutely. So mine is definitely different than most others. I work different hours every single day. Sometimes I work 9 to 5, others I'm as late as 12 to 8. But I tend to wake up about an hour before I start work. Doesn't really matter when the time is. If I work at 12, I'll probably wake up at 11. If I work at 9, I'll probably wake up at 8, and I'll just adjudicate my sleep accordingly. But sometimes I like to wake up earlier and have a workout just to get my endorphins going.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have stopped working out this summer as much as I used to, and that's one thing I'm very sad about and should get back into. So it's great that you're still doing that. But another question that I have is, what would you say is the most exciting part of your job?
Absolutely. So as I previously said, I love the autonomy of the job. In my previous job, it felt like someone's hand was always on my shoulder and they were like, I couldn't do anything by myself. Whereas this is like the deal comes in and it's all me. My manager's never like being like, hey, Liam, you should do this, then this, and this. I was only in training. Once I got out of training, it was quite daunting at the beginning because it felt like it was a lot of weight being put on my shoulders. However, that's how we learn in this role. So I would say that's my most favorite part about that job. It really actually makes me excited through the autonomy, to be honest. I don't know how lame that sounds, but
No, that's actually awesome. It's pretty important to have in a job, in my opinion, too. But kind of on that note, how you mentioned it's quite a bit of weight on your shoulders. Do you ever get pretty stressed out from that? And if you do, what do you do to mitigate that stress?
Absolutely. I get stressed out. I tend to think of myself as a very easygoing person, but I am not perfect by any stretch. I do still get stressed out. However, one thing that I do when I get stressed out is I realize that I'm just an intern in a bank. Whatever I do, like if I make a wrong decision, because it's going to happen, it's not going to change the complete trajectory of the bank. It's not going to make like the entire bank just fall and collapse. It's going to be one small thing, and then you're going to learn. Like if you're not making a mistake, you're not really learning. You're not really, I guess, pushing yourself to be the best you can be at your job. So just kind of take a step back is what I would suggest in the broad term.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. Thanks for that. And kind of bringing it back to when you spoke about your hours, you said how much they vary day to day. So I'm just curious, what makes them vary so much? And like, is it when you wake up in the morning, only then do you find out, oh, I don't have work till like 12 p.m. Or will you know the night before that you can sort of sleep in or something like that?
Yeah, thankfully it's not just in the morning. Otherwise, my schedule would be really messed up. But yeah, we get a schedule for like the next month. So it's always quite a lot of time ahead, which is nice. But yeah, it varies just because as long as any dealer center, car center is open, like Ford or anything, which they tend to have long hours, we have to be open as well to be able to get the get the risk adjudication out as soon as possible to make it a very streamlined process for the customer, because it's all the pleasing the customer in the end. So we have people working like 9 to 5, 10 to 6, 11 to 7, and 12 to 8, because that's the times that they're open. And sometimes it does entail working on the weekend as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, at least it seems like it's 8-hour days, right? Usually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always an 8-hour day.
That's pretty good. So in your opinion, what would you say are some personality traits that someone needs to succeed in your role?
Being versatile, just being able to look at a deal and be like, okay, I've never seen this before, but I'm going to use my first best guess to be like, I think that this is the right idea. I want to do this. Being able to take things into your own hands, especially when it's work from home, it's very important to be able to just be able to do it by yourself instead of always like constantly asking someone else. And also just being a go-getter, being able to take advantage of opportunity. If your KPI or key performance indicators are set to a low amount of deals early on, don't be afraid to go above it. Really go above and beyond to show that you're capable of doing the most that you can.
Cool. Awesome. And just to close things off, what is one piece of advice that you have for someone who might want to apply to your position?
It's a great position to get started out in the finance world. It's not very difficult. It's just long hours. So take advantage of everything that you can in any position that you are in. Really take advantage of the opportunities that are given to you, and just, I guess, do the most that you can. I don't know. That's a very beat around the bush answer, but
no, not at all.
Probably that, you know.
That's, at the end of the day, that's what it is. There's no magic secret.
Yeah, just do the most with what you have, I guess. Yeah. I'm gonna say. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks so much, Liam. I'm sure this was really helpful. And hope you have a great day.
All right. You too. Thanks, Kat.